I'm Tom Gentry. I'm a writer. I launched my first podcast in 2019. And for 25 years, I've helped families struggling with addiction and related issues. I'm all about helping people reconnect with themselves and connect with others. I've spoken to men and women from many walks of life with the aim of getting to the essence of who they are. Along the way, I developed a set of questions to which even their closest friends may not know the answers. This show is my take on the Proust questionnaire. In each of these conversations, another human being offers us a small glimpse into their mind. They show us their heart, and in doing so, sometimes they touch ours. This is 20 Questions. All right, let's get down to this. You ready?
Sure, let's go.
If your life were a novel, what would be the title?
Honestly, it would be something like, holy shit, did that just happen? I feel like, I don't know if I should expand on that or just
expand on that. Let's hear it.
No, just to kind of keep it brief. There have been a handful of series of events in my life that have just been so fluky on like a manifestation level. I would say something, or I would quit a job because I wanted to make more time for music, and then like a day later I would get a call to do someone's wedding, or like things like that just the timing just works out. Yeah, a lot of that kind of stuff. A little manifestation magic that happens, and sometimes it just gets so crazy that I'm like, was that real?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, where were you born?
Montreal, in Quebec.
And what is the place you call home?
Oh God, you see that? That should be an easy answer. I've been moving around.
It never is.
A lot.
It never is simple.
Especially with COVID. Before COVID, Toronto felt like home. I was there for 5 years, but home is Montreal. But in the last year since we spoke, I was in Estoril, Quebec. I was in Los Angeles. I was in just all over the place.
You got engaged in Los Angeles.
You saw that. I did.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You look so happy. Yeah.
I am happy.
It makes me happy to see people that happy in love.
That's amazing.
It's great. Yeah.
Hi, Claire.
Yeah.
Claire's in Montreal.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Claire's great.
I'm going to try and read if people comment while you.
Absolutely.
While you go on.
She's an amazing artist up there. So
awesome.
When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh God, I always wanted to be a singer. Always wanted to be on stage. I actually the night I saw Hilary Duff at the Bell Center, I came home and I said to my mom, I'm going to do that one day.
Oh, that's
Hilary
great.
Duff did it for me. I don't know. And she's not even my favorite artist at all, but I actually remember that moment. And I think
it was inspiring.
12. Yeah. There's something about it. I was just like, that's
great.
I could see myself doing that. Yeah.
So then I don't have to ask what your profession is. That's the next question. We know.
Yeah. It's funny though, because my profession is, at least before COVID, it definitely was full-time performer, singer, songwriter, like recording artist. I did a lot of like the vocal production work, like everything studio related, but, things shifted with COVID. I'm always still doing music, but I wouldn't say I'm like bound just to singing as a profession. I do a lot of other, things too, just to keep balance. And the music industry and the performance industry is also so seasonal a lot of the time. So you'll be really busy if you're working in events. The summers are really busy leading into the fall, but then dead of winter, it kind of slows down. So, I do a bunch of different things.
Okay.
Yeah.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Honestly, I wouldn't do anything different right now. Like what my days are filled with, I'm really happy with that. So yeah, I don't even know if I can answer that.
Okay. Hey folks, Tom here. I want to take a moment to ask you to subscribe to my Substack publication. The original purpose for creating this podcast was to cultivate an audience for my writing, and I'm publishing now more than ever. I'm sharing free content every week with commentary on personal growth, emotional literacy, men's issues, relationships, and more, as well as audio content for paid subscribers. Please check it out by clicking the link in the show notes or by visiting tgentry@substack.com. What's your favorite quote?
It's a bit cliche. I don't know if it's my favorite quote, but it's a quote that I like. Wouldn't put on my tombstone, but but I like it. Not to be dark, but I like the idea that you can't swim to new horizons if you don't lose sight of the shore. So that's always spoken to me. I think for me, I interpret it as you have to kind of get out of your comfort zone to grow and to experience new things. And a lot of the times in my life, I've kind of said yes and freaked out later. I would do something, even if it freaked me out or I didn't feel ready, I would just be like, sure, let's go. I'm going to be uncomfortable for a bit, but I know, let's just do it.
Yeah, I think that's actually one of the ways we know that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, because it is hard. There is fear.
For sure. Yeah, every day. Every day I'm freaking out.
So a lot of these are going to be simple answers for you. The next one is, what is your preferred form of creative expression?
Yes, definitely singing and songwriting. But I think in terms of expression, I actually really love playing piano. Sometimes I overthink, when it comes to I wouldn't say songwriting is my favorite preferred form of expression, because I get in my head a lot, and songwriting, I kind of go head to head with it. And I would say there's something about playing piano that you're not in your head. At least I'm not in my head, and I just kind of let it go. And that's really me just expressing what I feel in music. And sometimes visual art, I love watercolor. I don't do enough of visual art, but I definitely use that as a form of creative expression too.
Okay. Yes. What's your favorite movie?
Oh my God, these questions. I love the movie Soul. I don't know if any of you guys watching this,
I know about it, but I haven't seen it.
Put a little heart or something, guys, if you saw Soul, or let me know. But Soul is a crazy good movie. It's a Pixar movie. Obviously I cried. But for some reason I just it really, I watched it also during the pandemic. So it's about this man who teaches music for a living, and just, it's about his life, purpose and chasing that purpose. And did he achieve in his lifetime did he fulfill his purpose? What, was his soul kind of fueled, I did not do justice to the synopsis of that movie. Look it up. But basically it was so creative and so well done. I think it's by the same creators, or artistic directors from Inside Out. Is that what it's called? Yeah. But yeah, I love that movie, and I love space movies. Love Apollo 13, all the Apollos, and Mean Girls. There's no connection between the movies that I like, but I think Mean Girls is one of the most hilarious movies. And I love also space travel and space exploration. I think it's insanely cool. So I definitely like those kind of movies too.
Okay. What's your favorite song?
My favorite song, I love Queen. And I think Love of My Life by Queen, by Freddie Mercury is a beautiful song. Also Your Song by Elton John is great. I love a lot of songs. This is a hard question.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you more of a lyrics person, or?
I wouldn't, yeah, you know what I say? My gosh, this is the Libra in me, but both, totally both. I think the melody of Love of My Life is so good, and I think the lyrics of Your Song is really good. But I think also more current and contemporary, If the World Was Ending by Julia Michaels, and JP Sachs, that song is insane in terms of lyricism. So I definitely moved by that. Cool. What did Claire say your song?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that, Clara. That's cool.
I love words. So the lyrics always stand out to me, but also there's a lot to be said for, I love when musicians can elicit an emotional response without words.
Oh my God. Very difficult. Very difficult.
Yeah.
Very powerful for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. Do you have a favorite work of art?
I love Banksy's work. I would say I'm more a fan of specific artists. Like I love Banksy. I love Basquiat. Lately, a lot of his work I started to be really interested by. But I wouldn't say one, I'm like not so into that world. I feel like I should have a better answer to that. I'm like, maybe in next interview I'll have a good answer.
Well, there's a book that you can buy. It's called The Art Book. Mm-hmm. And it has an example of the work of it. It just goes A to Z. All the like major artists you can think of. And, I actually bought it. I got a job in a gallery.
Oh, nice.
Way back when in Palm Beach. And I had taken a couple art history courses, but I didn't know much about contemporary art. And that like gave me the ability to identify an artist when I saw their work.
Wow, that's really powerful. That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Who do you admire most?
That's a good question. I think I would say, same answer as last time, my late grandfather.
Okay. Why?
He was a man of so many talents, and he was so wise and young spirited, and just kind of took life by the horns and just did it. And he has an incredible story too, but he was a very special man for sure.
Okay. Here's one, a big one. Over the course of your life, what is an issue with which you have repeatedly struggled?
Well, I struggle with a lot of different things. I would say the most like common theme of what I've struggled with is kind of having like, not like task or passion project ADD, but I would like hop between projects. So I'd start something, get really excited, and then not finish it. Even with like books, I would start them, not finish them. So I'm like always working on that, just kind of closing the book and finishing what I started. I think I'm getting better at it, but it's something that's kind of always in the back of my mind for sure.
Okay. In childhood, who was your celebrity crush?
John Travolta.
Really?
Was obsessed with John Travolta. I think the first time I ever got in front of anybody and sang unofficially, I was acting as Olivia Newton-John with like my childhood crush who was acting as John Travolta. However you could act as John Travolta when you're 4 years old. But I don't know how my parents let me watch that movie when I was so young, but I absolutely loved the songs. I thought he was so cute. I bought the whole soundtrack on cassette. Well, my parents bought it for me. I was like 5, but like I thought he was the coolest ever.
I grew up listening to that too. It came out when I was a little kid, and my older siblings saw it at the movies. And my son played Danny Zuko in an adolescent production of the musical a couple of years ago.
Keyword is adolescent. It's not really like the most common thing for someone under the age of like 10 to.
Well, he was about 13 when he did it, but yeah, I mean that's his thing. He's pretty great at it. All right.
That's amazing.
What historical figure would you most like to meet?
That's a good question. Historical figure. I guess I would say who would I want to meet from like the past? I would want to meet Walt Disney for sure. I would want to meet Neil Armstrong and definitely Freddie Mercury. Like, I feel like we would be good friends. No. I think that I'm like really fascinated by the whole empire that is Disney. And I would be curious to, kind of go for lunch with Walt Disney, you know?
Yeah. Have you seen the movie?
Oh, yeah. Saving Mrs. Banks.
Right.
Right?
Mr. Banks. Maybe it was Mr.
Banks. Yeah.
Yeah, her dad. It was about her dad. Yeah. That was a great movie. Fascinating guy.
So good. Yeah, for sure.
What natural gift or ability would you most like to possess?
A natural, I would say I always wanted to be really proficient at piano, like instruments. So I guess the ability to be able to pick up an instrument and just like kill it on that instrument and yeah, be proficient and be able to like sight read really easily, quickly. Yeah. I love learning new instruments, but it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of practice, which is cool. But, some people are just naturally gifted at being able to pick up those kind of things.
What do you consider your greatest achievement?
Getting on stage with Maroon 5. That was a time. That was almost 10 years ago, which is pretty crazy, but that was.
Tell me about that. What happened?
Oh my God. That was one of those, remember when you asked me what I would, if my life was a book or a movie, what would it be called?
Right.
Yeah. It was the Bell Center in 2013, and it's a very long story. How much time do we have?
We're not in a hurry.
I'll try to keep it concise, but the long short is that, he had this call, where do I even start? When he released the song Daylight, him and his team released this, kind of message video submission call to all of his fans looking for certain types of footage. And, I submitted one. I submitted a video to their team, and it happened to be at the time where, I had to turn down going to Berklee College of Music in Boston. I went to McGill instead. That in itself is a long story, but I've always wanted to go to Berklee and study songwriting and all that stuff. And I just kind of told him the story, how that was like a really difficult moment. And anyways, he ended up putting that in his, he put a clip of me in his music video, and it was really insignificant. It was like an 8.5 minute long video, and it was right at the end and just for a split second. So I sent him probably a 3-minute video, and I just smiled, and then it disappeared. And he put it right after somebody who was like drawing in like a moleskin notebook, which is what architects usually sketch in. Mm-hmm. So I like knew that him and his team like listened to the story, which was kind of like a holy shit moment. Like, oh my God, like he knows I exist. I love Maroon 5. So it was very cool. So then when I found out that he was coming to Montreal, I just decided like he's going to know that I'm in the crowd somehow. I'm going to get on stage, ? Like, I'm going to do this. And then I just spent the next, I don't know if it was weeks or months, just like figuring out how was I going to get on stage with Maroon 5. And I ended up making it happen. And I made a poster. I figured out, like, instead of, I studied architecture. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but that's also another story. But, instead of working on the projects for school, I was like, okay, how big should this poster be for him? If he's on stage, like this far away, and like I'm sitting in this row, and like how far is that? And like, how thick are the letters that I'm drawing? Like, will he read it? Like, what color should the poster be? All that stuff. So that was my focus. And, it was just a series of like hurdles the whole night. Like I get to the Bell Center and I'm holding this poster that I made that said, I was in your Daylight vid. Let me sing with you. That was the whole thing. Cause also if you have a certain size poster, my dog just busted the door open. Hi.
It's okay. It's okay.
If you have a poster of a certain size, you can only write so much, right? So I'm like, what do I even put on this poster? So I figured there has to be some form of a call to action. Otherwise he would just see it and then be like, hey, cool. So I was in your Daylight vid. Let me sing with you, ? With a heart under the little question mark, obviously. And, he actually noticed it right away. Like he noticed it and he winked actually, which was like obviously so sexy. I'm starting to freak out. I'm like, oh, he knows that I exist. Like, what the hell? And then the whole backtrack, like when I got to the Bell Center, I was holding the poster on my arm, and the security guard goes, you can't walk in here with that. And I looked at him. I was like 18 at the time, so I was like a little fierce. I was like a little bit of an attitude of sorts. I was like, you're not taking this away from me. Like I literally looked at him and said, you're not taking away my poster. Like I'm going to be on stage with Maroon 5. Like forget about it. And I literally said, I'm not giving it to you. I'm like, it's not a weapon. Like, why can't I come in with this? And he goes, because you're going to block the people behind you. So I'm like, I'll hold it here. That's why I told him, I'm like, I'll hold it here. You're not taking this away from me. So he like rolled his eyes. He's like, get in. Like he was so annoyed with me. Meanwhile, I did hold it up here. I held it up in all the directions.
Of course you did.
Everyone around me hated me. It was, I don't know if they hated me, but they were like, why is she so annoying? And then, so Adam Levine definitely noticed it. And that was right at the beginning of the show. And then halfway through the concert, like nothing's really happening. So I ended up, at one point, I don't know if he was a security guard or somebody who was part of the tech team, like looked up at me because my friend and I, Hannah, we were there and she was screaming her lungs out. Like it was like she was being murdered. Like it was, she actually pulled a muscle. She had to go to the doctor the next day. She pulled a muscle from yelling so loud. Like that's how insane we were. She's a very supportive friend. And, so he looks up at me and he was like, thumbs up, and he pointed to the stage. So I'm being like led on the whole night, but like nothing was really happening to my knowledge. And then so I just said, you know what, Hannah, like screw this. So I like give her the poster. I like walked down. I was sitting, close to like the stage was an M. So I like lean over kind of like to where this like big security guard, I tap on the shoulder and I look at him. I said, are you going to get me on there or not? Like, what's this? I'm like yelling, right? The concert's happening. So he looks at me and he's like, who are you? That's literally what he said. I'm like, I'm the girl with the poster. So he's like, oh, no. that's what he tells me. So I look at him and I said, no. You have to do this for me. I was in his video. It's the perfect story. I won't mess this up. Like, I won't embarrass myself. Like, it's going to be great. Like, it's going to be a great story. Like, Montreal, we're going to talk about the concert more if this happens. Like, I was like pitching to him, like mid-concert. He ended up saying like, okay, I'll see what I can do. Probably just to shut me up because I was just like super annoying about it. And I don't even know if like I actually wanted, like, it's so weird. I decided I wanted to do this without actually thinking about like, not the repercussion, but like, you're asking to be in front of like 30,000 people, like doing what? Like I didn't even think about it. I just kind of decided that I wanted to do it. And for some reason, cause I thought it would be a good story. I was like, just makes too much sense. Like, this is too cool. So something the way he said it to me, like when he said, okay, I'll see what I can do. I was like, oh, I think I just made this happen. Like I felt like it was going to happen. It was weird. Like prior to that, I was like, I don't think this is happening. And then when I spoke to him, I'm like, oh. And then I start to freak out. Then I like go back to my seat and I'm like actually freaking out. And then like maybe 2 songs later, the entire Bell Center, like, it's like, whoosh, like everything shuts down. It's like black. And I look at Hannah and I'm like, I think I just did that. Like, I don't know what's about to happen, but oh my God. And the craziest part of this whole like manifestation thing is that like everything had to line up. Like our seats got switched. Like I didn't even tell you the whole story, but like it was meant to be obviously because everything lined up in the right way, even to the point where like we knew somebody in the same section as us who was sitting like right at the first seat of this section, kind of at eye level with the band. And they got pulled to the floor. So we got their seats. So like I had paid for seats that were higher up, but like somehow got even closer to the stage. It was insane. And then, yeah, he basically all of a sudden the lights go off and then he comes on stage. He's like, so there's this amazing girl in the audience who was like, he's just started to like do what Adam Levine does. And he's like, she was in the video. Like he just, I don't even know. I blanked at that point. It's on YouTube somewhere. It's a little embarrassing, but it's like kind of cute. He's like, I know you want to come up on stage with me, but it would take you so long to get here. So why don't you just come on up? And I was like, oh my God. I didn't like, so the stage is an M and then there's like this arch bridge and then there's like a kind of like an island circle thing. So that's what he was when he was talking. So when Adam Levine was talking there, he was really far from me. Like think about the Bell Center and then think about like being in the middle of the Bell Center, like arena area. So yeah, the security guard like picks me up and like drops me like down and I just like walk on stage. And I was actually straight up, I was freaking out until I put one foot on the stage. And that was the moment that like changed my life because I feel like a lot of people in those moments do the opposite. It's kind of like you get on stage, you see like a sea of people and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to faint or I'm going to pass out. I'm going to throw up, whatever it is. And for me, it was the complete opposite. I'm like, oh, let's have the best time right now. And I was like dancing with him. I was like so into the crowd. I wish I had a microphone. I couldn't actually
I was going to
sing.
ask if you sang.
I sang with him, but it wasn't amplified. But Maroon 5, like they shared the stage with me. They took a chance. They took a big risk. I could have done a lot of, like,
could have been a disaster.
Could have been a legitimate disaster, but like it was so deep. What he did for me that night, he'll never know how much he like did for me in that moment, just by letting me share the stage with him and realizing like, this is what I want to do for my life. Like I want to be in front of people. I want to connect with an audience. Music is powerful, you know? And, that's what got me through my undergrad. And the second I graduated, moved to Toronto and I studied audio production and started gigging. And there's an interview, the Huffington Post actually reached out. It was a thing like 10 years ago, but social media wasn't the same. Like I wasn't really on it in the same way. And I also didn't have like original music at the time, or I did, and it was one shitty song. Like, anyways, the timing of it was interesting, but it was, that was probably my greatest achievement because I said it, I wanted it to happen, and somehow it did. And it was one of like after the engagement and like all that stuff is like one of the best things that happened in my life.
Yeah. That's great.
Hi,
Thank you for taking the time to share that.
Yeah, it was a crazy moment for sure.
All right. Moving along.
Sweat. By the way, I still sweat when I tell the story. I'm like, oh, do you see my face?
You broke a sweat?
Oh, 100%.
Oh my gosh.
Without exception. Every time I tell that story, I sweat a little bit, and sometimes I like tear, but that's when I'm emotional.
That's great. Okay. What quality do you admire most in a person?
Humility. I think when people are humble, it's like a really attractive and admirable thing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What's something you'd like to learn more about?
Oh my God, I'm curious about so much. I think I would say like space travel. I think something about outer space, like I would love to learn more about. Yeah, the world above for sure.
What do you wish more people knew about you?
I'm really goofy, but also I love talking to strangers. Like I love getting into conversations with people. I'll treat anyone like a good friend. Like if I'm at a coffee shop and I'll speak to the barista, I'll just talk to them as if I've known them my whole life. I feel like life's short. You don't have time to just like have these kind of formal, informal, just like casual, like, hi, how are you? Good. You? Okay. Bye.
Yeah.
Never been into that. I think.
Well, that's kind of the whole premise of this podcast is,
for sure,
the opposite of small talk. I don't like small talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what you're describing is friendliness. That's what you're talking about, which is a great quality to have,
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sure.
Mm-hmm. What's your idea of success?
My idea of success is, it's really about, for me, accomplishing what you set your mind to. So whether that's like something small or a bigger goal, being able to tick that off is a success. Whether it's like call your family more, call your friends, and you do it, like that's successful. Like you did it. Mm-hmm. Whether it's get that promotion or, make a move, whatever it is, if you've decided
get on stage.
Yeah.
I mean, that took some determination. You got to admit that,
I think that the craziest part of that for me was the power of the mind. It was not about me. It's not about that's not how I look at the story. Like, oh my God, I was so great. I did this. No. I literally think that anyone could have done that if they wanted it badly enough. And if they really set their mind to it and said, I'm going to do this. And and it was part of their truth. Like it wasn't for reasons that weren't aligned with who they are. Right. That's how I look at a scenario like that, is the power of mind, for good and for better and for worse. When the brain is very powerful, and that's in part what I think manifestation is. It's, you kind of believe it until you become it, and then it exists. I don't know. You asked me what I'd like to learn more about. I think it's the power of the mind, and it's incredible. It's very, very powerful.
All right. This is question number 20. What would you like more people, what would you like people to say about you when you're gone?
What a question. That's a good question. Oh my God, a hard one also to answer. I think it also depends who. Like, what would I want
the people you love the most? Let's say the people you love the most.
That I was caring and loved a lot, smiled a lot, and was a dreamer and a doer. And lived life to the fullest. I don't know. I guess that's what I'd want I guess it's this kind of question is like, what do you want for your own life? You know, to live life to the fullest and like be present with people. That's what I would love for people to remember, is that she made me feel like I was important to her. You know, everyone who crosses my path is genuinely important to me. So if people felt that, then that would be great.
I love that. Thanks for listening to 20 Questions. Please subscribe or follow the show, leave a rating or a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. You can learn more about my other podcasts at thepathtooauthenticity.com. This show is recorded on Clubhouse with a live audience. You can check out my space there by clicking the link in the show notes. Stick around, have plenty more to come.